urgent message from President Trump demanding Nigeria stop the brutal murders of thousands of Christians in the country or face possible action from the Pentagon. He posted in part, quote, "The USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities."
Christians in Nigeria are facing, the truth and reality that the president's not saying. It's all propaganda. And that's something that the United States, the president, and people need to investigate to see what is actually going on in Nigeria to actually help their people.
Paul Adamu is a Nigerian Christian who was kidnapped by Boko Haram 2 years ago. He joins us now. It's so wonderful to have you on the show. Please tell us what happened to you.
It was such a disheartening situation. 2 years ago, I was kidnapped by the dreaded Boko Haram along my way to the airport while I was traveling to Cameroon to meet some of my colleagues, and then I got kidnapped along the line, along the route.
And you were held for how long?
12 days.
Okay. And there are many people, especially young girls, who have been kidnapped by Boko Haram, put into forced marriages, forced conversions. They're still in captivity. The situation there is quite dire. You heard what President Trump has said. Here's what Nigeria's president has said in response. He said that the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. What's your message? What's it like to be a Christian in Nigeria?
First, I want to thank and applaud the United States of American President Donald Trump for designating Nigeria as a CPC, because this is one of the things that we have always wanted. For the message of the Nigerian president, that I think at this point, I would say that there is a time when propaganda has no appeal, where propaganda has lost an appeal. And this is actually the time, because whatever is happening in Nigeria at this moment, I would say that Nigeria is the worst place to be as a Christian, like the worst place in the whole of the world to be as a Christian. Damn. Because we wake up every day with news of killings. Every day with news of massacring of Christians. It's totally a genocide that is happening here in Nigeria. There is nothing anybody will tell me, because I have been in here for as long as I know. I've been in these places where these attacks have taken place. I've seen women who are crying for the loss of their husbands. I've seen children who are crying for the loss of their parents. I've seen parents who are crying for the loss of their children. I've been to churches that have been burnt down. These are not things that I've heard from the news or someone telling me. This is something that I witnessed somewhere. I've been myself. I've witnessed where terrorism is at the highest point, where people are killed and slaughtered like chickens every day.
Paul, I don't have a lot of time left, but I just want to ask you one last question.
And these are other issues going on in other countries that President Trump, the United States of America, the way this country is, we're all about trying to help so many people around the world. And this is why a lot of people around the world come to America. They know this is the place where it can be a lot safer than where their home country is at. But the problem is, when people come here from other countries, they try to implement their beliefs from their countries into America, which doesn't sit well with Americans. We have our own traditions here in America. We have our own security, safety, peace, everything here in America we create here. When you start inviting people around the world to come here, great, as long as you come here legally. But when you start implementing your ideas from your home countries, we do not want to turn into your country. We want to stay the United States of America, where we fought for many wars to keep our freedoms and our rights, and to not have turmoil and evil be the majority of this country. And when you have a gentleman like this coming on Fox News saying, hey, I actually experienced this. This isn't something I saw in the news. This is something I lived. And yeah, Christians in Nigeria are facing, the truth and reality that the president's not saying. It's all propaganda. And that's something that the United States, the president, and people need to investigate to see what is actually going on in Nigeria to actually help their people. Along with so many things that are going on in this country that, the American people need help with too. It's just so much to tackle as being the president of any country. And I that's why I can't stand people that criticize presidents. Now, if you see a president not doing anything and sleeping on the beach and toppling over, then yes, itch and complain about that president because they're weak. They're not doing or saying anything to make peace in this country or in the world. But then you have people out there that criticize Donald Trump because he's actually, moving the needle into creating peace. And I've said it many times in the very beginning before he even became president again, that things were going to be very hard or much harder for the American people to realize that the good intentions of what President Trump is actually trying to do. Now, lately, there have been some questions that I've had about President Trump in regards to the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, that I'm still not going to speak on it too much because I'm waiting for more evidence and more truth to come out in that regard. I think everybody out there has their mixed feelings on Candace Owens and so many other YouTubers online trying to still investigate the Charlie Kirk assassination, but they're asking relevant questions that every American citizen should be asking. We can't just allow people in this country to get killed and then brush it under the table and say, oh, next story, what's going on in the world? Okay, let's go watch NFL football. No, if somebody else gets murdered, are we just going to wait for and allow our government, if they're doing some type of shady and just murdering people along the way, and we're just brushing it under the table like it's nothing until it's somebody that care, or love about? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time. Peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.